In this short video, I'm gonna teach you the 1-minute strategy, but explain for dummies. Hey everyone, Christian here on YouTube. Welcome to a brand new video for the channel. Today, I'm gonna teach you the 1-minute strategy specifically for dummies, but I'm put the name not to offend anyone. But if I was you and I was looking for a YouTuber explaining a strategy, this is the way that I would like to be explained. That's what we're gonna do. If you're new to my channel and you're into binary, forex, crypto, or any type of making money online, this channel is for you. Hit that subscribe button below and let's begin. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is what's the 1-minute strategy? For those of you who are not familiar, the 1-minute strategy is the same strategy where you actually put 30-second candlesticks like this and then 1-minute expiration time. That's basically what this strategy is. That's the reason why it's called the 1-minute strategy. But in the end, one thing that I really like is that it gives you a lot of trading opportunities, and more importantly, it gives you a lot of options to enter trades even if you're a complete beginner. Like, you don't need that big of analysis or anything like that. So yeah, that's what this strategy is. Now I want to explain a couple of entries, but I want to use some live trades in order to explain you this. And this clip that you see right here, it's a clip where I actually enter a couple of positions on using this specific strategy. I want to use some little pen. So there you go. This is basically what I did on this specific trade. If you notice, we have a downtrend right here. The price of this pair GBP/AUD is actually coming down. And if you see right here, I have the RSI level, the relative strength index level at the 30th level. Okay. In addition, I have the stochastic oscillator right here below the 20 level. Now, I want to point out that since this is a very fast strategy, you see this big movement right here. So it actually dropped and then boom, it gave like a huge jump. The reason why this happens most of the times is because, like I said, it's too fast. And so you gotta be really quick in order to enter these positions. All of the criteria was actually met. Let me try to find another one. All right, it's the exact same example, and I want to teach you some mistakes that I made right here. If you notice, the first entry was this one right here. The RSI was touching, but if you remember, the stochastic oscillator blue line was actually preparing for a cross down. The worst case scenario that could happen is that it continues to drop, which is exactly what happened right here. As you can see, it actually dropped entirely, and now it pretty much made us lose a lot of trades, specifically on this area, on the, on the first entries. But now the stochastic oscillator blue line is actually preparing for a call position, or preparing to start jumping right here. And this is the moment when the actual price starts to retract, at least if I'm not mistaken. Let's just see. Now, as you can see, it's actually jumping and jumping. Now, you can win them all. I lost the first one, for instance, and I did this drop actually continue on this trade. I don't remember. This comes in another video. And as you can see, I lost many positions. I actually started at 17,200, and at the end of this trade, I lost $200. All right, then continued trading, and here we have another position. There you go. And here, I want to explain something as well, because I actually do this when I trade live with the people in the BLW Binary Master app. By the way, you can join blwbinarymasterapp.com. Links in the description. Sometimes I actually enter even before the 70 level is actually reached. Why is that? I always call it my risky entry. So what I do is that I enter 1 or 2 positions right here, just in case the price doesn't continue to go up, and just in case the 70 level is not reached. Sometimes it actually retracts. Why did I enter here? Because I see the stochastic is trying to cross down. So I don't want to miss my opportunity, so I enter a couple of trades. But that doesn't mean that if the price continues to jump, I'm not going to enter anymore. This one right here, it didn't. It actually continued to drop, I'm sorry. And then I ended up winning the positions. Another example right here, kind of like this one. Take a look at the actual jump that the price is having. The first entries were the risky entries that I usually have, and then the rest of them were actually regular entries. One thing you can notice is that there was a moment, by the way. When was the actual moment? the big jump. You notice the RSI level is really close to the 70 level. But then if I actually move it forward, you're going to realize that it's very far away. So if you see this trade, you probably are like, hey, but you didn't enter when the RSI was at a good level. And the truth is that I did. It's just that since this is 30-second candlesticks, the price actually almost touched the 70 and then boom, retracted. And that's exactly what we're looking for on this specific strategy. And as you can see, it actually dropped. Another thing that I want you to fully notice in regards to these trades is the stochastic. The stochastic wasn't above the 80 level. On stochastic oscillator, 70% of the importance of the stochastic is that the blue line is on the correct direction or on the correct position for the position that we're going to take. For instance, if it's going to be a call position, the blue line has to be below the orange line. If you're going to enter a put position, the blue line has to be above the orange line. That's 70% more important than the stochastic to be outside of the 80 level. Okay, so if you notice right here, it wasn't even near the 80 level, but then it actually dropped and crushed. Why? Because that's basically what the stochastic oscillator actually do. And yep, there you go. We won those trades as well. And this is another quick example of something really, really tight. Another scenario here. 70 level of the RSI completely touched. Stochastic oscillator is outside the 80 level. Usually stochastic oscillator tells you what the momentum is of the pair. So for instance, if the pair is actually dropping a lot, one thing that actually happens is jumping a lot. I'm sorry. One thing that actually happens is that sometimes it actually stays right here above the 80 level and then it drops. It's the most important thing is that the blue line is above the orange line. That's what's the most important thing. If you notice right here is very, very tight. The stochastic is super tight actually. We ended up winning the position, but not as big a win as we had on the previous trade. Let me look for the last example on this clip. And here, pretty much we have an example of a perfect entry. So we have the RSI at the 70 level and we have the stochastic, the blue line above the orange line. And in addition, I'm just moving this like it's not in the way. In addition, it's above the 80 level as well, even though it actually jumped a lot more, but I had several wins on this specific trade. So yeah, I wanted to make this little clip explaining to you like my entries so that you have a better idea as to what is it that I do when I trade. Now, quick question that I want to answer on this short video is how much money can you make with this specific strategy? And if you notice on this specific clip, I actually started at 17,000 and I ended up at 19,000. So I'm in like $1,900 or something like that. I have the name of the clip right here with the amount. But for instance, today I was able to make $4,000. I actually shared that in my free Telegram channel, which by the way, you can also join in the description. How much you can make, it will depend on two things. Number one is how much money you have in your account. And number two, how much are you willing to risk? Because if you're going to be risking, let's say 1% per trade, and you're going to enter 4 trades per entry, that's 4%. But if you're going to be risking, let's say 3% per trade, and you're going to have 3 entries, that's 9%. So it depends on those two things. But one thing I can tell you is that if you are willing to trade, let's say with 3% per trade on every setup, and you have at least 4 setups a day, you're gonna win at least 3 out of those 4 setups. That's 70%. So if 70% of those trades, and you know that binary actually has this, let's say 80% accurate, pay rate. So out of the 3%, you're gonna make around 2% pretty much in profits out of those 2 trades. So you're gonna make 6% and you're gonna lose 1 trade for 3%. You're gonna make 3% balance increase every day. So that times a week, that's 15 actually, 15 times 4, that's 60% a month. Like I said, depending on how much you're risking, because if I make 60% a month on my $20,000 account, we're talking about what? Like $12,000 or something like that. I'm okay with it. I'm not actually okay, but you already know that it's a big number. But if you make 60% out of a $300 account, then you're probably looking at like $150 or something like that. And probably that's not going to be good enough for you. So you can risk more. Just be careful and don't, blow your account. But yeah, I just wanted to teach you this today. Hey, so hopefully you enjoyed the content of this video. If you did, smash the like button, support this YouTube channel. And more importantly, if you have any questions or comments to share, leave them in the comments section. I'll be glad to take a look at those comments as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.